Hello and hi again to Dr. English YouTube channel. This is Dr. Mafi, a PhD in Applied Linguistics, and I've been teaching English for many years. Today's lesson is about quantifiers. If you remember, in one of the other videos, we talked about determiners, and there were 4 categories I explained under. In fact, the determiners, one of which has been quantifiers, right? So quantifiers are those words or adjectives that modify specific nouns, right? They come before the nouns and they limit them one way or another, depending on their meanings. For example, we have every or each. When we have like a couple of things, items, and I try to show you actually in simple and plain, let's say, terms in English by showing you in simple drawings here. As you can see, like every one of the crosses, I selected them, I circled them to be able to show you what every or each means. Whether it's something that we are talking about or referring to, or an individual, a person, an animal, whatever. Doesn't really matter whether they are animate or inanimate, okay? So when you say every or each, like every day or every person or each one of those items or books, or each book, every book, well, we use singular countable nouns, but every one of those things, we use the plural one. Every one of those things. Anyway, that's another issue I don't want to get into. But what I wanted to show you is that what every or each mean when we talk about or modify those words, okay? How about both? When there are 2 things, not more than 2 things. In every or each, we have at least 3. Right? But here, when we are dealing with 2 items and both of them are selected, we use both. Okay? Now, if it is more than 2, like every, but you don't mean every one of them, okay? You mean all of them. It means all of them, right, have been selected together. Okay? Now you can see the difference in the circlings that I've drawn for you. All right. Now, either, again, in either and neither, we are dealing with 2 things, like both. But when you say either, it means we select either, like each one. But in each, it's more than 2 things. Here, either, we are dealing with 2 things. Okay, and if we deselect, in other words, we don't select anything, like the 2 items, no selection of the 2 items, we use neither, right? So if we select either one of them, we use either. But select nothing, we say neither. Again, if there are more than 2 things, as you can see, at least 3 items, we use none. Okay? None is, and by the way, a standard form of the verb that we use after it is singular or must be singular. Although some people use plural verbs, but that's another issue. And the standard form, the formal grammatical structure, which is considered by many as correct, is singular for both of them. I mean, neither and none. But for both and all, we use always the plural ones, as you can see, right? Both, at least 2 things. All, well, 2 or 3 things. So then the verb that is followed is or must be, according to grammar, plural. Anyway, up to here, all of them were singular. I mean, the verbs that we use after them, except both and all. Well, now, when we are dealing with people, then we use no one. Instead of, for example, neither or none, we use no one or nobody. Okay? Of course, we can also use none, but more in particular, we use nobody or none. Well, now, if not one of them or all of them are considered, we use some. Like as in this example, only some of them have been selected, right? Some of these items. And if it is exactly half of it, then you already know this, I'm sure, that we use half. All right? So these are some of the quantifiers I tried to show you with my simple drawing of the items with the crosses and people. And excuse my scribbling and my drawing or painting here. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up.